Yo guys, what is up and welcome back to today's video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to check us out. If you like what you see, be sure to smash that like button down below and hit subscribes for more weekly content. So in today's video, we're going to be working on the Supra once again. Nick's gone ahead and purchased the front lip. He's going to be respraying, installing, and we're going to be taking the Supra on a cool drive with some cool cars, guys. So stay tuned. I've got the front lip hung up here from the ceiling. The first step is going to be to degrease the whole front lip. Basically this whole degreasing process just ensures that there's no wax or contaminants or anything on the surface, which will embed into the paint if we don't take them off. So we're going to make sure we give it a nice clean with this wax and grease remover. Make sure we get absolutely all of those waxes and solvents and contaminants off the surface before we start laying our primer down. I probably should have done this before I hung the lip, but this will probably be the best scenario given the circumstance that we have here. So we're going to start with our priming now, guys. So here is what we're using. We're using the Color Spec Edge Primer from Super Cheap Auto. This is always the first step. It's fast drying, it's easy sanding. It's what we're going to make sure there's no imperfections, make sure there's a good bonding agent for our base coat. So that's always going to be our first step. So let's get on with that. The last thing you want to do, guys, is not shake your paint can enough, because then the paint will just come out really uneven and really shitty. So it's a great habit to get into, to shake your paint can up really well. I'm shaking rigorously for 35 minutes. I haven't got a bicep pump. 25 to 30 centimeters away from the surface. Okay. That's our first layer of primer. She laid down really nice. So we're going to give that 2 minutes to dry, and then once that dries, we're going to go ahead and lay down our second coat of primer. Alrighty, you guys, so what I'm going to go ahead now and do is sand the primer down, get it nice and flat with some 800 grit sandpaper. And then we can go ahead and start shooting our base coat. So we're going to start with some sanding now. We've got some 800 grit and we'll just get started. I might take it off with a block and just do it by hand. That's better. That handful. Already you can feel the difference between the sanded part and the rough part. And this is a big step in ensuring a crystal clear finish. We've finished sanding now. I've gone over it all by hand and made sure everything's nice and smooth. So what I'm going to do now is clean it with wax and grease remover, make sure there's no contaminants on the surface, then we'll go ahead and shoot our base coat. So it's very important not to rush this sanding step, because that's what basically determines what your end finish is going to look like. And again, this is just a front lip, guys, so I'm not too worried if there are any blemishes. I'm not going crazy as if the thing's going to be on the car, but at the same time I want it to look really good. I look, if you can't hear me, I look like a bit of a Borderlands character right now. But because I didn't feel like getting the inside of my lungs coated with paint, I went ahead and bought a professional painter's respirator. It's got filters right here, filters inside. This is one of the best things you can do while you're painting. It's so important. It's so important to be safe while you're painting, guys. So I highly recommend getting a respirator. Alrighty guys, so the surface is nice and clean now. I'm going to go ahead and put my respirator on and start shaking that can vigorously until it is all mixed up. And then we're going to go ahead and shoot our base coat. 3 to 5 minutes of shaking vigorously. Then we leave 10 to 15 minutes between coats and 3 to 5 light coats. And leave paint for 40 minutes before we apply our clear coat. One done. So we're gonna let that dry for 20 minutes, put the heater under it, and then in 20 minutes we'll come shoot a second coat. Now I'm getting ready to shoot my second coat of base. I really hope I have enough paint to do 3 coats, come on. Trying to ration it, but at the same time I want it to look good. So I'm just prioritizing the top areas now, the area that you're actually gonna see, and then after that I'll do the areas which you can't see. Done. We're going to try and get 4 coats, so we'll let that dry for 10 minutes. We'll put the heater underneath it, let it dry for 10-15 minutes, and we'll come back and shoot our 3rd coat. Now we're going to shoot our 3rd and final layer of base coat, possibly final layer. If we have some more base coat left, I might shoot a 4th layer as well. I'll just see how it looks. Let's go. I'm going to hit my 4th and final layer of base coat. Alright guys, that's our 4th coat done. Surprisingly, this little can here, 300 grams, got 4 coats on this lip, which is awesome, and there's still a bit left over so we can do our side mirror too. Now the next step is to hit it with the acrylic clear coat. So let's read the instructions here. Now we're going to leave it dry for 40 minutes. We'll put the heater underneath it. We'll let it dry for 40 minutes, then we will hit it with our acrylic clear coat.
Alright guys, I've just finished work. I've come now to see Nick painting the front lip for the Supra. It's been long awaited. We're actually going to take it to a shop and get it painted professionally. But we said to us, why not just do it ourselves? Nick has a good idea with this sort of stuff, so might as well do it ourselves. Come on Nick, you don't go to the gym for nothing. Shake that.
I'm not going to the gym tonight, that's for sure. a bit of wax and grease remover, making sure to remove all contaminants. Cleanliness is key with painting. Looks like we did a pretty good job with our prep work. Can't really see any issues in terms of blemishes. There are a couple fish eyes on that side, but nothing you can really notice. For a front lip and for plastic, I reckon we did a pretty good job. So we're about to hit our second coat of clear. So after this coat, we should start seeing some shine, and then we'll hit a third coat, and then we'll be done. So after the third coat, we're going to let it gas out. We're going to let it gas out overnight, and then tomorrow we'll polish the paint and make it look nice before our installation.
Alright, that's the second coat done and it's starting to look nice and shiny. I'm gonna hit it one more coat, and I reckon, Nick, it's gonna look so good.
It'll look good for our home. It's our first home paint job basically. It should look good for our home. Hopefully, I'm hoping it looks good.
No experience in painting.
None at all.
Just
YouTube experience.
That's it. Nick's just setting up his last coat. He hit himself in the head. Alright, so setting up the last coat of the clear coat. After this coat is done, we're going to leave the lip to sit there overnight. And Nick, what's after that?
After that, we're going to polish it and then put it on the car.
That's it, guys. So this is going to be the last coat, and then we're going to leave it overnight. He's got the heater here. I'm going to keep it baking with the heater, and then it should be by tomorrow ready to get polished and prepped up on the car. Guys, I'll set you up on the time lapse and we'll get started on the last coat right now. And just like that, the last coat's been done. Now he's prepping up the heater so we can start letting it bake overnight. And guys, don't mind our gym setup that we've got here in the garage. This was actually when COVID hit, so we said why not, we'll all chip in and we'll make our home gym setup. So pretty cool. We've got pretty cool plates, dumbbells, punching bag, and a few bars, which is awesome. But yeah, the lip is done, and now we'll come back tomorrow, polish it up, and maybe we'll even fit it up on the car tomorrow too. Alright guys, it's currently 2 or 3 days later, I'm not too sure. We just wanted to let the lip dry a little bit before installation, and now I've come home from a day out and I've just seen Nick here finish installing the lip. He couldn't wait, he just needed to see it on there. And wow, boy does that look good. So guys, the lip is looking super awesome. I reckon it actually fills out the Supra so much better than no lip. So guys, we wanted to get it ready for this weekend coming up. We actually are taking the Supra to a good friend's wedding. Yeah, he's getting married. Oh, makes me feel so old. But yeah, we're gonna take the Supra to his wedding, and it's gonna be lined up with all high performance luxury cars. So I'll put a snippet up right now of the Supra in the lineup. And guys, I can't wait to take this beast out. It's gonna be so cool taking it to our good friend's wedding. He actually requested me to bring the Supra to his wedding. He loves the car so much. It's his all-time favorite JDM car. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? The Supra's ready. The lip's on there. We're all good to go. Let's just take it, have fun, and enjoy the drive. So now that the lip's all installed, the last thing to do is to take the Supra outside. We'll give it a quick wash and get it ready for tomorrow's wedding.